Hi everybody, this is your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 30th of March. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Thoth Tarot for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with. I hope you've had a wonderful March so far, full of lovely positive things happening, lots of changes. We've had a Mercury retrograde, which has really hit quite severely in the last week. I found the beginning of the month, the first 2 weeks, quite easy, but here in the last couple of days it's been a bit of a doozy. So that's over now. The communication planet has moved forward again. So let's have a look at what the cards want to be aware of for Saturday here. We've got the Two of Pentacles, change, the Prince of Cups, and swiftness in reverse. That is the Eight of Wands. All right. The Two of Discs. We've got an infinity symbol here. And the Two of Discs is the endless, eternal process of dealing with your circumstances, dealing with the problems that life presents you with, and doing that for as long as you're alive. As long as you have physical form, the world is going to interact with you in this way by constantly presenting you the yin to your yang, so that you have to do something to retain balance. Here we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet. That's the planet of growth and good fortune and success. Here we've got Capricorn. Capricorn rules Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of structure, security, making things smaller and making them more firm. So even the energies oppose each other, and that's the whole point. So in here we've got a triangle pointing down, another triangle pointing up. Same thing here. This is a snake, but it's a royal snake. It's once you figure out the idea, or the trick is to figure out that you're never going to be totally complete and you're never going to be really finished in handling your circumstances, because today your eye may hurt. Tomorrow you may have problems with your building manager. On Wednesday you may have issues with the bank because they made a mistake transferring one of your accounts. On Thursday you may have an argument with your sister. It's always something. And that doesn't mean that we're just here to problem solve and to just exist to deal with all of these rubbishy things that life throws at us. In between those rubbishy things, we can really experience bliss and positivity and love and wonderful circumstances, but you've got to keep your eye on the ball. You can't get yourself lost in this juggling act, because that's all it is. Your life is not this juggling act. It's simply a part of it. It's keeping the ego at bay. And underneath it all, you can plan things that are meaningful to you, like a career that really means something. So despite the fact that my letter got lost in the post today, I'm not going to make that my whole life mission to find the letter. I'm going to continue studying for my engineering degree, so that in 3 years I'll be an engineer and I can work as an engineering degree. And then in 3 years' time, once I've qualified, once they lose the degree in the post and I have to reapply for it, then that's fine. I'll be qualified and I can deal with these daily things, and I can be an engineer and go out into the world and be happy about that. Next card is the Prince of Cups, beautifully drawn here in water and being pulled by a bird. So it's kind of going down into Atlantis, into the hidden city, going beneath the water. And he's got a bird on top of his head. He's got a snake coming out of this cup. Oh, that would scare me half to death. And I don't know what this is. It's kind of some underwater plant. The Prince of Cups is like the Knight of Cups, and he's trying to manage his emotions. So the birds represent taking action too quickly. Oh, hello, nice to meet you. I'm in love with you already. Okay, so that's a little bit too much. The snake is wisdom. He's starting to learn. He's starting to learn how to manage his feelings, how to overcome also what life throws at him in terms of the emotional side of things. You know, we meet people and sometimes there's a click and we immediately obsess over them and we think it's our life partner and we think he's the one and all I've got to do is get him to see the same thing and then everything's going to be wonderful and fabulous. And often that's just, I learned this word 2 years ago because I was obsessing over someone. It's called limerence. If you look it up, it'll say that it's something that masquerades as love, but isn't really. It's just an obsession that completely fulfills you and that replaces some other obsession that you've got in life. So he experiences that. Other times he's totally emotionally absent, like the family is grieving the loss of a loved one and they're all showing up at the funeral, but he's too busy flying around with his eagle chariot there to show up. And he's a no-show, causing the family more grief. Again, he's learning. The snake there, representing wisdom, is telling him to be more emotionally consistent. And he's going under the water here, so he's becoming one with the tides, with the sea. Amazing. So interesting. I've never seen this about this card. So he's going underwater to really learn more. He's gone out into the world. Imagine the King of Cups has said, son, Sonny boy, go out into the world and learn about feelings in the realm of pentacles and how we deal with feelings there. And he's done that, and he's succeeded, and he's learned lessons, and he's failed in other things, and now he's going back home to his dad, and he said, wow, Dad, it's not as easy as it seems, is it? And the father is like, no, it isn't. You've got a little bit of learning left to do, but you're on the right path to replace me and to become the King of Cups. Because you have to learn how to be emotionally there for other people, how to put your own feelings aside sometimes, that things like love, they take a little bit of time. You build a relationship over time. It doesn't happen like that. Finally, we've got swiftness, which is the 8 of Wands. We've got Mercury, the communication planet, and Sagittarius, the centaur. And both of those are associated with speed. Mercury is Hermes in mythology, the messenger of the gods. And he's got wings on his shoes. He's that quick. And wings on his helmet. He's just zipping around, delivering information. And Sagittarius is the centaur. A centaur has 4 hooves and the torso and head of a man. And with his bow and arrow, he's always pointing at something way off in the distance. And he gallops towards that all the time. And he's fired up and he's interested in getting there. Here we've got this rainbow, which is almost like crossing the rainbow bridge. You can imagine a centaur galloping along that, trying to get to its happy place. That's what this card is about. Receiving information that takes you to your happy place, or wanting to find something that will give you the answers and that'll make you feel better. And the only way to do that is by being swift, or it will appear that way. It'll seem very urgent and it'll seem like you have to do this now. Otherwise, you see these arrows with all the zigzags, that doesn't feel comfortable. That's like you have to go now. It's anxiety. It's full of anxiety. So this seems like the ego pressing you to take action, which isn't going to land you at the end of your rainbow, but which actually is going to lead you down a path which is full of problems, and it doesn't deliver on its promise. The card is in reverse today, so you don't need to take any quick action. You don't need to gallop off anywhere. The rainbow is still with you. So emotionally, things are calming down. You're going back home. You can handle your physical circumstances. There's no problem there. There are no major crises. Whatever comes up, you can deal with. So if you get bad news from the boss, might not be pleasant, but you deal with it. Those kind of things. The emotions also slow down and calm down, and the thinking slows down and calms down, so that you're really in a happy place. Emotionally, you're very settled. Physically, you're very settled. And the ego isn't crazed and running around your head saying, do this, do this, do this immediately. If you don't do this, you're going to end up in the gutter. So there's no threat by the ego. So this is a day to take a holiday. It's a Saturday to really just emotionally go, I can relax. And I can choose to think about my life and future, or I can choose to do all the chores and to clean up the house and to do my washing for the week and grocery shopping for the week and do all the ironing and stuff. Or I can spend it with loved ones and I can just go out for a meal and go to the cinema and climb a hill or go to the beach or just have some fun, some time off. You can really make this day whatever you want it to be. My suggestion would be to really celebrate this with other people, because it's a good day to connect with people. There's very little chance of arguments and huge fights. Other days are a little bit more difficult when it comes to that. There's more friction in the air. Today there's no friction in the air. If anything, it's the opposite of friction. You'll become closer together in an emotional way and use that opportunity to make a friendship stronger, to build on a relationship that you want to improve or that you want to go somewhere, and really make that your focus. So we've got 2 and 8 in the numerology, and a chord card is 1. So that's 11. 11 is the master number of service. And if you look at 11, it's also a gateway. It's a doorway. So first of all, by being in this good emotional place, you can be of service to others. Maybe a friend is really in a bad place. Maybe a friend of yours has just got divorced and is really struggling, and you really don't have a lot on your plate today. Why not call that friend and say, hey, do you want to hang out and spend the day? Do you want to go shopping and then go to the beach with me afterwards? You know, think of someone else that you can help and you can make feel better by being around them. Simply by being present and lending your companionship, you can make people feel appreciated and you can make them feel better. And the more you heal others, the more you heal yourself. So everything you give out, you get back. So it's a day of enjoying yourself, but also you've got the opportunity to build some really good karma here. So have a fabulous Saturday. I hope it's a wonderful day for you. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. The astrology chart gives me an overview of who you are on a soul level. It tells me what your life purpose is, what your vocational aptitudes are, where you've been in past lifetimes, what's coming up for you in love and romance, who is a suitable partner, who isn't, best times to travel, where the best places are for you to live. I use the astrocartography for that. And I draw up the chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can work that out. There's a process called chart rectification. And you send me 10 or more life events and I work out your time of birth. So get in touch with me for that. You can find that on special services on the website. So if you're interested in that, please order it there. Have a fabulous Saturday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.